Okay, participants are joining in. I think the participants are coming in.
You can just go on and show to your friend. And see. We wait for some time, doctor.
Okay, yes. You tell me when you want to start. எப்போ ஆரம்பிக்கணும்னு நீங்க சொல்லுங்க.
Okay.
Participants are coming in.
Right, doctor.
Let me know.
Yeah. We will start off with Vinayagar Tudi and then some introduction, and then we'll just straight away start off.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hello, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Oh, you want me to start off?
No, doctor. We will start for you, doctor. We will start.
You're going to start. Okay, all right.
Okay. Dr. Sadish, shall we start, Dr. Sadish?
Yes, you can proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Vanakkam. Tiruchitrambalam. Okay. இங்கே வருகை புரிந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். ஐந்து கரத்தினை யானை முகத்தினை இந்தி நிலம்பிரை போலும் ஏந்தனை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை புந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. ஓகே, இன்று நாம் இயங்கலை கருத்தரங்கம் தொழில்நுட்ப உலகில் இளைய தலைமுறையினருக்கான ராமாயணத்தின் செய்தி என்ற தலைப்பில் இங்கே ஒரு கருத்தரங்கு அல்லது சொற்பொழிவுன்னு சொல்லலாம். The message of Ramayana for younger generations in digital world. ஓகே, இது யங்கர் ஜெனரேஷன்னா நம்ம யூத்னு சொல்லலாம், இல்ல அதுக்கு மேற்பட்டவர்களும் சொல்லலாம், இல்ல அனைவருமே அனைத்து தரப்பினருமே இதுல கலந்து கொள்ளலாம். ஓகே, இந்த நிகழ்வு மலேசியா இந்து சங்கம் பினாங்கு மாநில பேரவையின் கல்வி பிரிவு மற்றும் சமூக நல பிரிவின் ஏற்பாட்டில் நடந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. பினாங்கு மாநிலத்தின் தலைவர் திரு மா முனியாண்டி மாணிக்கம் அவர்களும், கல்வி பிரிவின் தலைவர் திரு சவுந்தரராஜன் அவர்களும், சமூக நல பிரிவு தலைவி டாக்டர் சதீஷ்குமாரி அவர்களும் இந்நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு ஆதரவாக இருந்து வழங்கி கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். இந்நிகழ்ச்சியின் தலையாய சொற்பொழிவாளர் கதாநாயகன் டாக்டர் முனைவர் பாலகிருஷ்ணன் முனியப்பன் அவர்கள். இவர் உலகின் புகழ்பெற்ற ராமாயணத்தின் பொழிவாளராக இப்பொழுது விளங்கி கொண்டிருக்கிறார். The famous ராமாயண ஸ்பீக்கர். ஓகே, நேரத்தை கடத்தாமல் இப்பொழுது நாம் நம்மளது சொற்பொழிவை தொடங்குவோம். சொற்பொழிவை ஆற்ற முனைவர் திரு பாலகிருஷ்ணன் ஐயா அவர்களை இப்பொழுது நாம் அழைப்போம். டாக்டர், you may start the speech now, doctor.
Okay. Thank you to Dr. Kalaivani for the introduction. Romba nandri, Dr. Kalaivani.
Yeah.
Also for the invitation to speak on Ramayana, message of Ramayana for younger generation. This session is going to be in English, but from time to time, you might be using Tamil or even other languages if it is needed. Okay, so what I want to request everyone to mute your audio so that there will not be any disturbance during this talk. This talk is going to be for 1 hour. It will be about 1 hour, close to 1 hour. And then the remaining 15 minutes we will be utilizing for question and answer session. We'll be utilizing for question and answer. Okay, now before we start our session, as usual, we'll do a prayer salutation. First is salutations to Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Shamaprabha Nirvignam Gurume Deva Sharvakayeshu Sharvada. Next is salutations to Lord Hanuman, who is said to be present wherever or whenever Ramayana is being chanted or being read or being listened. Yatra yatra Raghunama Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Krishnamasta Kanjalim Bashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutihim Namatta Raksha Shantakam. So, before we begin this talk, it's very important for us to know the purpose, the objective. What is the purpose of this talk? This talk will introduce Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. You have to remember there are many versions of Ramayana in this world. Even in India, there are several versions of Ramayana. Within Southeast Asia, there are also several versions of Ramayana. Even in Malaysia, you have a Ramayana that is called Hikayat Sri Rama. All the countries within Southeast Asian region, there is a Ramayana and there is a Ramayana tradition. But our focus will be Ramayana as written by Valmiki. Valmiki is the original author of Ramayana, the first author of Ramayana. Okay, what we are going to look at is that the human values, the lessons that we can apply effectively from Ramayana, especially in the digital world today. The lessons that we can learn can be from various characters of Ramayana. So, first let me tell you that Ramayana, many of you are familiar with Ramayana. Some of you might just heard about Ramayana. Ramayana is considered to be the essence of Vedas. So in the Hindu scriptures, I would rather use the term Sanatana Dharma. In Sanatana Dharma, the four Vedas are important. The four Vedas are Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharvana Veda. Then of course you have the Upanishads. And then you also have the, what you call, the Idihasas. Idihasas, there are mainly two. One is called the Ramayana. The other one is the Mahabharatam. And besides the Ramayana and Mahabharata, which are classified as Idihasas, we also have the Puranas. Total number of Puranas, there are 18. Okay. Now, where Ramayana belongs to, it is one of the Idihasa. Another Idihasa is the Mahabharata. So Ramayana is considered to be the essence of Vedas. So even if you read the Ramayana, entire Ramayana, it is equivalent to reading of the Vedas, because the Ramayana presents you with the essence of Vedas. The Dhyana Sloka of Ramayana very clearly mentions it. Veda Vidye Pare Pumsi Jate Dasarana Atmache Veda Prachedasa Sakshat Ramayanat Manaha. So when the goal of Vedas came in form of Rama, the Vedas became Ramayanam. Mahabharata, on the other hand, it is considered to be the fifth Veda. They say Bharado Panchamo Veda. That is another Idihasas. But our focus for this session is going to be on Ramayana. A brief background of Ramayana, it consists of 24,000 slokas divided into 7 books. Okay, I'm not going to provide you with the summary of Ramayana or the story perspective of Ramayana here, but many of you here who had some information of Ramayana will know the background of Ramayana, the story of Ramayana. And the Ramayana consists of teachings on 4 areas that are called the Purusharthas. The 4 areas are dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. In Tamil, we call aram, porul, inbam, and vida. These are the 4 important Purusharthas that is called. In fact, the Mahabharata also elaborates on these 4 Purusharthas. So there are 7 books I have mentioned to you from Ramayana, or Ramayana from Valmiki Ramayana. So the 7 books of Valmiki Ramayana, it consists of Balakanda. Balakanda is a book that narrates Rama's birth up to his marriage. And then they live happily in Ayodhya. Actually, Balakanda consists of 77 chapters, quite a long chapters, with many stories inside and also philosophies inside. And then Ayodhya Kanda is a kanda or a book that narrates the preparation of coronation of Rama after Dasaratha was blocked by one of Dasaratha's queen, that is Kaikeyi, due to the brainwashing by her maidservant called Mantara. And then what happened? Rama had to go to the forest. And Bharata, when he came, he wanted to get Rama back to Ayodhya, but he failed. At the end, he only managed to get the sandals of Rama enthroned in Ayodhya. Then Aranyakanda simply means forest life, life in the forest. When Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana will enter to the forest, Dantakaranya. Okay, in the forest, they will be meeting many sages. And in Aranyakanda, Sita will be abducted by Ravana, and then Rama will be wandering in order to look for Sita, searching for Sita everywhere. And in Kishkinda is a kanda or a book where Rama will be meeting Hanuman. Hanuman will be entering in Kishkinda. So Hanuman will bring Rama to Sugriva. So a friendship will be established between Rama and Sugriva, and then Wali will be killed. Sugriva Pattabhisheka will be there in Kishkinda. And then Sugriva will give directions to the Varas to search for Sita in all 4 different directions. Then Sundarakandam. Sundarakandam is exclusively for Hanuman. So anyone who reads about Hanuman, who wants to know about Hanuman, you read Sundarakandam. Sundarakandam is the 5th book of Valmiki Ramayana. It's all about Hanuman's exploits in Lanka. How Hanuman crossed the ocean in order to find Sita, creating confidence to Sita, and then coming back to Rama to report all the happenings. And then Yuddhakandam. Yuddhakandam, you know, it is the book of war. The war between the Vanaras and the Rakshasas. And of course, at the end, Ravana will be killed and Rama Pattabhisheka will be there. That is the end of Ramayana. But Ramayana also have another book that is called Uttarakandam. Uttarakandam are events that took place after the coronation of Rama, which includes banishment of Sita and also banishment of Lakshmana and how Rama left this world. These are the 7 books of Valmiki Ramayana. Total number of what we call chapters in Valmiki Ramayana, there are more than 600 over chapters. So even if you calculate here, you get about 600 over, I think about 650 over chapters, total number of chapters of Valmiki Ramayana. Okay, and of course, Ramayana, there are many other versions. If you are very good in Tamil, you must read Kambaramayana. Kambaramayana is written in poetic Tamil, very beautifully explained. But Kambaramayana ends usually up to Yuddhakandam. The same also if you look into other versions of Ramayana. You also have a Ramayana in Hindi they call Ramcharitmanas, Tulasidasa Ramayana. Okay, and of course, there are many other what you call versions of Ramayana in all parts of India. Every state in India, you have a Ramayana. Pinchetti Yuluchachan have written a Ramayana in Malayalam as well. Okay. Now, that is the background of Ramayana. Now, let's look at the world that we are in today. The world that we are in today is classified as a VUCA world. Some of you might have heard what is this VUCA. VUCA is a world that is volatile, full of volatility, uncertainty. We are not able to predict accurately what is going to happen in the next few years. Everyone is affected by COVID-19, not only COVID-19. In fact, this VUCA came, the acronym, the VUCA, have existed long ago, before COVID-19. As far as I can remember, it's about 8 years. And the world is also complex and ambiguous. Ambiguous. Ambiguous means very full of ambiguity. Meaning that a lot of unfamiliar environment that you are faced with in this world. So for people in general, if you look into the world, how the world have changed and the world is changing. Just look at one example, how job of a cameraman and a pilot, in this case, pilot is still needed. But look at how the cameraman job has changed, has been replaced by a drone. So that is why it's very important for us to think and also rethink. Okay, what is in store for us, for you, especially the younger generations after your schools and also universities. Many of you, I'm sure, who are younger, who are going through this session, maybe not directly here, but who are also listening to this session, will know that the future of the work might be different than what you see today. A lot of new jobs might be created. Current jobs that are in existence might also become redundant. So it's very important for you to reflect, your personal reflection. Every one of you who are here, the younger generation, after you have graduated, after your degree, you need to consider, where are you now? Where are you now? What is your current situation? Where do you want to go? You must always have a direction in life. Every one of you must have a direction in life. Where, firstly, you need to understand clearly, where are you now? And where do you want to go? Think of 5 to 10 years from now. Where do you want to go? Also, you need to answer questions such as, why do you want to go there? What do you need to get in order to get there? And how are you going to get there? In a strategy language, it means you need to have a vision, you need to have a mission, you need to have goals, and you need to have strategies and also action plan. So these are something that you need to reflect. But our question today, fundamental question is that what and how the message of Ramayana will be relevant to you, in this digital world. Do you think Ramayana is relevant? There are people who might say Ramayana is very old, is only for older generation, it's not for younger generation. Younger generation shouldn't read Ramayana. Ramayana is only for a tax for someone who have retired. But my answer is no. Ramayana is relevant for all ages. The Ramayana is relevant as long as mountains and rivers flourish on the surface of this earth. This is what Brahma blessed Valmiki when he instructed Valmiki to compose this Ramayana. Very famous sloka in Valmiki Ramayana in the Balakandam chapter 2, where Brahma will say, tell Valmiki, Yavat Ashanti Griyaha Saritasya Mahitale, Tavat Ramayana Kataha, Lokeshu Pracharishate. This Ramayana will be there as long as there are mountains and rivers flourish on the surface of this world. So, relevance of Ramayana. First, we need to understand human nature. What is the human nature? You need to answer this question. Is human nature something that is constant, or is it molded by technology and culture? Can human nature be completely changed by technology? Technology is changing. I have mentioned to you earlier, technology change. As a result of changing technology, jobs and job requirements are changing. To some extent, yes, cultures also adaptive towards the environment, the technology. Now, next question to you, do we still have characters like Dasarada, King Dasarada, Kaikeyi, Mantara, Surpanaka, Jambavan, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, and many other characters in Ramayana? Are they still in our society? What is your answer? The same also I can ask questions from Mahabharata. Do we still have characters like Sakuni, Duryodhana, Karna, Bhima? Do we still have these characters? My answer is yes. They are still there. The nature of the character, you have to understand the nature of the character. All these characters are still present in our society. They can be around you. They can be in your own organization. Dasarada, you look at the character. Dasarada is someone who will make a promise without thinking, and then he will regret. Why did I make that promise? Many times in Ramayana, we learn about Dasarada. Kaikeyi essentially is a good person, but due to bad company, Mantara influenced her. People like Mantara are around. Surpanaka, same. Jambavan is someone who inspired people. In Kishkinda Kanda, we learn how Jambavan inspired Hanuman. Kumbhakarna, people who likes to be in a sleeping mode. Amashika Guna. Vibhishana, some say as a traitor. Vibhishana is like something like people who are familiar with Kattaboman, you will say like Yetappan, somebody who is a traitor. But is Vibhishana really a traitor? If you analyze the character of Vibhishana, you might find a different answer. So the nature of the people have not changed. People still the same. Although ages have changed, the nature remains. The nature of the people remains. Not much changes in the nature. So the message from Ramayana is relevant to all ages. Even today, we are talking about Industry 4.0, 5.0, technology, digital world. But the Ramayana provides lesson to all yugas. People want to know when Ramayana took place. It happened during the Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga is long ago. Current age is called the Kali Yuga. Before Kali Yuga was Dwapara Yuga. Treta Yuga, and before Treta Yuga was Satya Yuga. We go through a cycle. So the message that Ramayana will present is that if you do analysis of characters like Rama, Lakshmanan, Shatrugnan, Bharadan, Sita, Hanuman, and all the characters of Ramayana will provide some lessons to you. And we are able to learn from all the characters. Characters that will help you to develop your personality and development of your character. The other one is a character, this is character development. Character development is essential. That's the first one that I'm going to go through with you. Second will be the need for you to set goals to achieve and also strive to achieve it. Remember, I have gone through with you earlier about your personal reflection. Where are you now? Where do you want to go? How are you going to get there? Very important part is setting goals in life. So we are going to learn examples like Bhagirath, how Bhagirath brought Ganga down to earth. Vishwamitra was a king, but due to his tapasya, he became a great Brahmanishi. And also Hanuman. Then, of course, the importance of relationship. how one must be able to value relationship. Relationship with your parents, relationship with your brothers or sisters, relationship with your friends, relationship with your teachers. These are important things that Ramayana will teach you from the examples that will be shown by various characters. Number 4, we're going to look at how important it is for you to keep a good company. Good company means people who's going to motivate you, people who's going to talk to you or encourage you positively. Number 5, we will also look at the need to treat everyone equal. Everyone, case of Rama and also other characters, yes. And number 6, remember at the end of the day, dharma ultimately wins. No matter how powerful adharma will be, it will be defeated by dharma. So let's start with the character development. In Ramayana, in Balakandam of Ramayana, in chapter 1, sloka 2 to sloka 4, it talks about question. It's actually a question that will be asked by Valmiki to Narada Muni. He'll be asking a question to Narada. Who is he in this world at the present moment? Who possesses all these qualities? There are 16 qualities here. There are 16 qualities here. I'm not going to read through all the qualities, but if you go through some of the qualities, you know these are some of the essential qualities that are relevant for all ages. So the Valmiki's question starts, Konvashmin Sampratam Loke, Gunavan Kascha Viryavan, Dharmajnascha Kritajnascha Satyavakya Dadavradaha. Who is he? Who has that great qualities, knower of Dharma, a great warrior, who remembers and grateful for the help he received, who stands by his word all the time, who pursues the goal to completion. Who is he of great character? Character. He talks about character. Who wishes good for all the living beings. See, this one is a third sloka where he says, Charitrena Chakko Yuktaha, Sarva Bhutesu Kohitaha. All the living beings you have to do good, welfare to everyone, who is well read in all aspects of life. Okay, and the fourth sloka, some of the important things mentions that one who is able to control his temperament, his anger, Atma Vanko, Jita Krodo, Atma Vanko, one who is able to control himself, who is able to win over himself, one who is able to control his anger. So these are some qualities. So the very important part when you are looking into qualities and you are trying to connect it into the modern context, in a modern context, we learn many things about intelligence, leaders with intelligence, people with intelligence. One of the things you learn about physical intelligence, intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence. So when you are looking into emotional intelligence, very important for all of you to be aware of yourself first. What is your awareness of yourself? Many people in general, many things about themselves they do not know. And because of poor level of self-awareness, they are not able to manage themselves well, especially when they are in anger, when they feel depressed, when they feel sad. So they are not able to manage their emotion. Emotionally, they are not intelligent, they are not stable. So Ramayana has a lot of lessons here. What I'm going to give you, I'm giving you is just a gist for you to provide you with some understanding in order to explore it further. Okay, of course, beside this, you have social intelligence, which I will come into it later. Another part, I have it there. So another important thing from Ramayana, we learn from various characters is that how important it is for us to win over the enemies that are within us. Our enemies are not outside. They are within us. Other people are not your enemy. Nobody is your enemy outside. There are just maybe this that even if you consider them as an enemy, it's only in your mind. It's only in your mind. The enemies are all within you. What are the enemies? Your desire, your anger, your greed, your delusion, your pride, and your jealousy. And Ramayana, and also in Mahabharata, we have it. So when that particular sloka number 4 of chapter 1, Balakandam of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana mentioned, Atma Vanko, Jita Krodo, Atma Vanko, one who have complete control of the self, able to control over the self. That means you have the ability to overcome this. And of course, there are many practices that we can do if you want to overcome. It's not something that we can say it is easy, but it can be done. But of course, this is, can someone close off their audio? Thank you. Remember that these are relevant for all ages. Human nature is such, but one who is able to win over this, he is a hero. Even Hanuman will say such a word in Sundarakandam. He will also say that. Okay, after he burned Lanka, Hanuman Lankai ki eridu Lankai. Then he reflected, oh, what have I done? Due to Krodam, Kobam, I have destroyed. I would even have destroyed the place where Sita is. So he reflected, and he said, only one who is a hero is the one who have able to conquer himself. Not only conquest of anger, but also conquer himself. Now, think about this. I'm taking another one from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, not from Ramayana, but it is very popular. Everyone knows this. Everyone has heard this. What we want to become is based on what we are thinking at any moment. That's why we need to watch your thoughts, because your thoughts will end up become words. Sindhanai மூலியமா வார்த்தைகள் வரும். From words, it becomes action. Action becomes habit. Habits becomes your destiny. So remember what you think. See, Buddha says, Buddha சொல்றாரு, you know what he says? He says, where you are now is based on where or what you have been in the past. Where are you going to be tomorrow is based on what you are going to do today. Single. Just reflect for a moment. What is said by Buddha. So, always watch your thoughts. There are more into this. If you go deeper and deeper, you analyze your own self, you understand. In a day, how many times you have thoughts that are encouraging you, or the thoughts that are discouraging you? Thoughts that are encouraging you and thoughts that are discouraging you. Think about it. Now, after the character development, the second one is that looking into setting goals. You need to set goals, okay? Set goals and strive to achieve the goals. We get an example from Bhagirath. Who is Bhagirath? Bhagirath is son of Dilipa. Dilipa is son of Ansuman. Ansuman is son of Sagara. So it is mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana, Balakandam, chapter 42 to 44. How determined was Bhagirath in order to bring Ganga to earth? He did a severe tapasya. No, what do we mean that? Tapasya. Tapasya means austerity. Tabam. Tapasya. Ramayana, in fact, starts with the word tapasya. First sloka of Ramayana is tapaswadhyaya niratam. Tapasya. You have to do the tapasya. Vishwamitra, how he attained the status of a Brahma Rishi, also through his tapasya. Close to 15 chapters allocated to Vishwamitra. How he became a Brahma Rishi. How difficult was it for him to go through a Brahma Rishi? Nothing is easy in this world. nothing comes knocking at your door. Everything you have to earn it, hard work. You can't simply sit and wait for opportunity to come for you. You have to go and knock. You have to strive towards achieving. Number 3, looking at Hanuman crossing the ocean. See, when Hanuman crossed the ocean, a lot of obstacles. Mainaka came, offer hospitality. Mainaka, the mountain came, requested Hanuman, why don't you take a rest? Please take a rest before you go to Lanka. Take some fruits, drink something, take a rest. Hanuman said, no, I have an important mission. I need to go to Lanka. I cannot stop. I need to go. He did not stop. Then he had Surasa, Simika, the Rakshasas. The Rakshasas came. Surasa came first, Simika, all that he passed through until he reached Lanka. So when you set a goal, you should not stop anywhere. You should pursue your goal until its completion. Why do you need to stop? Sometimes we forget what our goals are. Learn from Hanuman. That's why after Hanuman has managed to cross the ocean, the Devas, they praise Hanuman. They said, oh Lord of Vanaras, he in whom these 4 qualities, courage, vision, intelligence, and dexterity exist, will achieve his vision and mission and will not get lost. Courage, vision. Remember I mentioned to you earlier, you must have a vision and mission statement. Dexterity. Bhagavad Gita also says, very important, yoga karma kaushalam, dexterity in action is yoga. This skill. Then the next one, relationships are valuable. You need to form relationship. Learn from the example of Rama with his brothers, with his friends. Who are the friends of Rama? In Ramayana we learn Guhan, Sugrivan, Vibhishanan. Kamba Ramayana said Vibhidan, Vibhishanan. Okay, Vibhishanan. And many others. Friends with the Vanaras, even the Rakshasas, Nishadas. He says that Anbulla Guhanodu Aivaranam. Guhan he considered as a brother. Aruvai Sugrivanodu Arvaranam. With Sugriva is number 6, 6 brothers. And then with Vibhishana, they became 7 brothers. Considered as a friends, as a brothers. How you form relationship? Relationship is always based on trust. What is trust? Nambike. In any relationship, this trust is important. People who follow politics in Malaysia, we remember one of the prime minister in the past used the word nambike to get the votes from the Indians. If you remember, you know who the past prime minister was. Okay, the trust is very important. Trust is a foundation. Any relationship without trust will not be able to survive. Now, look at what Ramayana, and look at what is there in a present context. In a present context, Daniel Coleman talks a lot about intelligence. Remember earlier, we talked about emotional intelligence. One must be emotionally intelligent. Another part of emotional intelligence, it is social intelligence. Of course, I can talk more about social intelligence. Social intelligence means you need to be aware of people around you. You need to be aware of people around you, who they are, their strengths, their weaknesses. You need to know about people in your organization, your family, the society, the community. When you have a good awareness of other people, or the social intelligence, your relationship management will be better. This is social intelligence. It's relevant today. It's there in Ramayana. It is also there in the Mahabharata. Read the Ramayana, you'll know more about this social intelligence. Not only emotional intelligence, but also social intelligence are there. One of the important things we learn from the characters of Ramayana. especially Rama, if you analyze the character of Rama and also Hanuman, they are very careful in the choice of words they communicate. See, there is an old song. In the song it says, Ulagattile Bayangaramana Ayidam Edu. What is the answer? The guy will be telling, Katti, Kodali, everything he will be telling. But the answer given, all these things are not as powerful. Not the Bayangaramana Ayidam illa. What is that? It is your tongue. So learn from Rama. You see, have you seen in Ramayana when Rama communicates, he is very careful in the communication. In the slokas we learn, we read the Ramayana, how he communicates, and look at how Hanuman communicates. In fact, in Kishkinda Kandam, when first time Rama met Hanuman, when Hanuman introduced himself to Rama, and later Rama told Lakshmana, only he who have mastered the Vedas will be able to speak like Hanuman. There is no single fault in his speech. How he communicated. Now this is an art of communication. We learn from Ramayana, learn from Hanuman. Some time ago, I have written something about Hanuman's communication skills, how Hanuman communicates. Of course, today in a technological era, in a digital world, it is not only you need to connect your tongue to the brain, but you need to also connect your fingers to your brain. Because many times we type wrongly, we send certain things without thinking, we get into problems. Before talking, connect your tongue to the brain. Dasaratha never did that. If you look at the character of Dasaratha, he never did that. He simply gives the boon. When Kaikeyi saved him during the war with Sambasura, and Dasaratha had Indra, Dasaratha immediately gave 2 boons to him. The 2 boons to Kaikeyi, to her. Kaikeyi didn't take the boon at that time. Only Mantara reminded her of the boon. So without thinking, he gave the boon. Later when Vishwamitra came, immediately he said, I will do whatever you want me to do. He requested for Rama and Lakshmana. He requested for Rama. Then he regretted. Why did I say that? He's the one sometimes will say things without thinking, will promise without thinking. So that is the reason why it's important before you talk, before you say anything, please connect your tongue to the brain. These are important part of relationship, social intelligence also. The other one is that for you, many of you, you need people who's going to influence you, who's going to encourage you, not discourage you. You need good company. People influence you every day. Every day when you hear news about certain things, when you sometimes a lot of negativity comes in social media. These are also very important for you to disconnect from all these negativities. If anything positive comes, okay, fine. This will be something good for you. So company that you keep is very important. Whom do you keep as a company? Very, very important. There is a question, how do we find a good company from Murali? How do we find a good company? Who are the people? You need to look into the character, personality. In fact, many things I can go into. That will be one topic by itself. In the case of Rama, you see the company. Rama was in distress when he lost Sita. Sugriva told him, Rama, do not grieve. Grief will destroy one's energy. When you get your energy is drained, you will get weaker and weaker. Sugriva is actually what you call advising Rama. In the beginning, Sugriva was very fearful. First time when he saw Rama Lakshmana, he was thinking that Vali is sending someone to kill him. Then Hanuman went to went to see Rama and Lakshmana, and then he brought him to Sugriva. Even at that time, he was very fearful. After he got friendship with Rama, he became very excited. And when Vali was killed, killing of the Vali is another area that can be taken as a separate discussion altogether. Okay, but of course, answer is already there in Valmiki Ramayana. So, Sugriva advising Rama. At times, Rama will be advising Lakshmana. Lakshmana will be advising Rama. Hanuman had a very good company going to the southern direction. Hanuman, the Vanaras who went to the southern direction, Nila, Nala, Angada, Jambavan, Hanuman, Gawa, Gavaska, all that, they were encouraging each other. So Jambavan is the one who inspired Hanuman to cross the ocean, to go to Lanka. That is positive. And when you are looking into the negative company, you look at Kaikeyi and Mantra. Of course, we're going to look into that part. See how Jambavan and the Vanaras motivated Hanuman. So that's why we say in the times of adversity, when you are in a difficult situation, good company will encourage you. Good friends will encourage you. Everybody goes through adversity. Everybody goes through a tough time. Have a good people within a circle that's going to encourage you, good friends that are going to encourage you, you will be able to get over it. See, at the time, you remember the time when Vanaras in Kishkindakanda going to the ocean, they came to the ocean. Sampati, brother of Jatayu, told the Vanaras that Sita is located in Lanka. At that time, they were looking at the ocean, each one of them, how far can we jump? Thinking of how far to jump, how long it is going to take. Each one will provide their strength. And finally, Angada will say, I can jump, but I do not know whether I'm able to come back. Jambavan will say, I can jump 90 yojanas, but I do not know whether I'm able to reach, because it is 100 yojanas. Then Jambavan told the rest, I know who can cross this ocean. So he turned to Hanuman. Oh, Hanuman, why are you silent, oh Hanuman? Why don't you speak up? Your might is equivalent to Sugriva, Lakshmana, even Rama. When you were a child, you saw the sun rising. You thought it was a fruit. You sprang up 300 yojanas to catch it from the sky. Indra struck you down with a thunderbolt. You fall down and your chin was broken. Hence, you came to be known as Hanuman. When you were injured, the Vayu Bhagavan became very angry. No movement of the wind in the world. All the devas came and gave boons to you. So you are the only one who's able to reach to Lanka. So when Hanuman remembered his strength, all the while he was not able to remember his strength because of the curse. So when Jambavan reminded Hanuman, he grew. He told the Vanaras, yes, of course I can cross this ocean. With the strength in my arms, I can push the ocean away. Steered by my legs, the ocean will overflow its bounds. I shall proceed to Lanka with the speed of missile discharged by Rama. If I do not find Sita there, I will with the same speed go to heaven to look for her. If she's not there, I will bind Ravana and bring it to Rama. If it is difficult to bind Ravana, I will uproot Lanka itself and present it to Rama. So this was how he was motivated. Then he went all the way to Lanka. Why? Because of the company that he had. All of them encouraged him. All of them motivated him. So very important for the company that you have for you to grow. Many of you might be here in a comfort zone thinking, many of you in a comfort zone thinking everything comfortable. But if you want to grow, you need to overcome your fear. Sometimes people will keep you in fear. When you are in a negative company, they will keep you in fear. They tell you, you want to do this. They say, you can do. You. Unala mudiyadu. They will discourage you. நீ யாரு? You cannot do. உன்னால இதெல்லாம் don't even think. யோசிக்கவே வேண்டாம். அந்த முடிவை எடுக்கவே வேண்டாம். So they will keep on pushing you down. They will make your confidence low. You can't grow. So the company that are positive that you find will help you to go deal with the challenges. Yes, you can. You can do it. Only then you can grow. Now take an example of the company that Hanuman has. Now, on the other hand, if you look into Kaikeyi and Mantara, Kaikeyi was brainwashed by Mantara. Now, let me tell you, there are many books written on persuasion skills, how to influence people. But let me tell you that if you just read this chapter from Ayutthaya Kandam, chapter 8, what are the strategies that were used by Mantara to brainwash Kaikeyi? You study the step by step, that is equivalent to reading all these books. It is relevant today, how to influence people. When Mantara told Kaikeyi that Rama is going to be coronated, she was very happy. How within a short span of time, Mantara able to communicate and influence Kaikeyi to hate Rama and to make sure that Bharata will be coronated and Rama to be sent to forest for 14 years. This is due to the bad company that the Kaikeyi was keeping. But of course, we can learn a lot from Mantara, how she persuaded, art of persuasion. Talking about bad company, let me take another literature book. You have English translation as well, Needi Satakam. A person become rich, average, or extraordinary based on the company that he keeps. Just like how poison spreads through the entire body with the help of blood, one bad quality will spread through the entire mind using single opportunity or moment of weaknesses. Ramayana also gives several other examples in this. Single thing that you miss, okay, what happened? You can lose everything. The next one, I'm coming close due to the time factor. Organizers have given about 1 hour. Maybe I will take a bit more. You have to treat everyone equal. The Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna says, Samoham sarvabhutesu. I am the same towards all the living beings. And it's also said in the Bhagavad Gita, Pandita Samadarshinha. Pandita means somebody who is knowledgeable, is someone who sees an equal vision of all the living beings. Samanilai. And we can find several examples in Rama, how he sees equal vision. Because the Veda says that the Paramatma is situated in the heart of all the living beings. Also there in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Mahabharata, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshi Arjuna Tishyati. The Supreme Lord is situated in the heart of all the living beings. So you have to remember to treat everyone equally. Do not have special treatment for one and you don't treat other people. No, you have to learn this. Be kind to not only human beings, but all the living beings. Every living beings. Why? Because the Paramatma is situated in the heart of all the living beings. So there is one incident that is not reported in Valmiki Ramayana. The story of the squirrel who served Rama, who helped Rama in building the bridge. And the wanderers were laughing at the squirrel, but Rama says, the squirrel's effort is as good as yours. The squirrel is doing as much as what you are doing. So he treated kindly all the living beings. He cremated Jatayu. He gave moksha to Jatayu. Remember Jatayu? Jatayu. Jatayu, although he knew that he cannot defeat Ravana, but yet Jatayu sacrificed his life. Rama gave moksha to Jatayu. The last one, remember that in Ramayana, if you look into, there are many people I see are coming at the end of the session. I'm not sure whether they have followed the earlier parts. Okay, fine. Is you have to remember, end of the day, dharma. Dharma ultimately wins. Even adharmic, how powerful it is, at the end of the day, dharma triumphs. Okay, there is someone who didn't. I need to mute the audio. Okay, dharma triumphs. The Lord is, if you're familiar with the Bhagavad Gita, it says the Lord appears to uphold dharma. Bhagavad Gita, this famous sloka everyone knows, yada yada hi dharmasya, yada yada hi dharmasya, yada yada hi dharmasya. The very important sloka where he says, wherever there is a decline in dharma, I will descend yuga after yuga. So the dharma ultimately triumphs. You need to go in a part of dharma. You need to see, actually the term dharma, it's very wide. Some says dharma is actually your nature, your duty. At this particular moment, what is your dharma? You need to understand the dharma. Okay, Mahabharata also say, yatha dharma tato jaya. Wherever there is dharma, there will be victory. The same also applies to what you call the Ramayana. So he says, Bhagavad Gita, the verse as I said, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati paradha abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamiha. Wherever there is a decline, I will descend human after, I will descend age after age, yuga after yuga. So finally, if you look at what we have covered, I think due to the time I'm giving, I've just looked at exactly, I can go more, but I just want to adhere to the time limit given by the organizer. Remember what we have covered in this session, the message of Ramayana in the digital world. It provides you message, number one, personality and character development. So your action plan, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to develop your character? Education simply means character development. It is not paper qualification. Second one, set goal and strive to achieve the goal. What are the goals that you are going to set in your life? And how determined are you to achieve those goals? Third one, your relationship. Relationship is valuable. Know the social intelligence. How are you going to develop your relationship circle? That's number 3. Number 4, always keep good company. Be in a good company. Be in a positive environment. People who encourage you. What are you going to do? Look at your current company. Are they encouraging you, discouraging you? If they are discouraging you, slowly disconnected. Slowly disconnected from the people who discourage you. Number 5, equal treatment for all the living beings. This is relevant in any age. Number 6, remember that your dharma, if you go follow the path of dharma, dharma will win. There is a saying that one who follows dharma, even the monkeys will help. One who follows the path of adharma, even the relatives will run away from them. So in Ramayana, it says, Ramayana actually can narrate very long. Sometimes in one sloka, one chapter itself can take a long time to go through to narrate. But you can summarize it. Sometimes a simple summary is also there for Ramayana. People, for many of you, first time hearing about Ramayana, I would encourage you to read from the original. Don't read from any story form. Original, I can show there are many sources where you can get the original. These are all the original Ramayana. There are 2 volumes. It's actually thick. The book is thick. People know that it's just from Sanskrit to English. Total number of sloka is 24,000 over. Then of course you have another one that is called Mahabharata. It's same as this. You have volume by volume. That one will take you longer. The Mahabharata is close to 5 times larger than Ramayana because it's more than about 120,000 slokas there in the Mahabharata. And Mahabharata, it is said that contains everything. What is not there, you can't find anywhere. What is there in the Mahabharata, you can find elsewhere. Okay, so remember for you, what is your action plan? Just by listening to this talk 1 hour will not take you anywhere if you don't plan your action, what you want to do next. All right, I think that's the end. So this is actually a sloka taken from Mahabharata. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manor Rame Sahasranama Tatulyam Ramanama Varanane. Meaning that Lord Shiva is telling Parvati that just by saying the name of Rama is equivalent to 1,000 names of Vishnu. Vishnu Sahasranama, you know, it's in the Mahabharata. Bhishma, from Bhishma, it comes from Bhishma. Summary of it, if you just say Rama, 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 because the name of Rama is powerful, the name itself can transform people. Remember how Valmiki, Ratnakar, a dacoit was transformed into a sage. Okay, that is the end of the talk. 1 hour, I just kept it within 1 hour. There are people who are just coming in very late. Sorry for that. You should always come early for the session. So I'm passing it to the what we call the moderators. If there are anybody with questions, you can type in a chat, or moderators will take the questions for you.
Yes, Dr. Bala, I'm Dr. Satish Kumari here. Thank you very much for a great explanation on the essence of Ramayana, and I hope that most
I can't hear. Sorry, it's not.
Dr. Satish, I think she's having some connectivity problem, Doctor.
Okay.
Okay, a superb section, Doctor. A superb section. Okay, dear audience, you may pose any question. Maybe you may on your audio and ask your question. Okay. Meanwhile, Doctor, we have some questions for you.
Okay.
So maybe in a simple way, maybe Doctor can explain: is Ramayana is a history or mythology? If it is a history, when did Ramayana took place? Maybe for the younger generation, they do not know about Ramayana. Maybe today is the first day that they heard about Ramayana. There are some do not know anything about Ramayana. So maybe you can explain.
I got your question because thank you, Dr. Kalevani.
Yeah,
I've got this question. This is a popular question. These are all some of the popular questions people ask related to Ramayana. People ask whether Rama is a historical person. Is Ravana a historical person? Is Ramayana a history, or is Ramayana is just a myth? First of all, we need to understand what is myth. Myth means something which is not true. Okay, if you take schools, if you take first, let me take Advaita Vedanta. In Advaita Vedanta, there is a famous saying: Brahman Satya Jagan Mithya. Jagat Mithya. Jagat Mithya means the whole thing that we see is false. Mithya. Only thing that is true is Brahman. Even we are Mithya. Okay, only Brahman is Satya. So it's like something like it says the world is unreal. The world is unreal. So whatever that we see is our delusion. It's due to our Maya. So it depends on individuals' worldview. Every one of you live in a different world. When I say different world means you are living in a different mental world. People are different due to differences in perception, values, attitudes, personality, motivation. What is right for one person may be wrong for another person. So people will view, even though there are historical records are available on Ramayana. Ramayana, geographically, historically, astronomically, astrologically, evidences are there. Ramayana happened during Treta Yuga, very, very long ago. Geography of the world during Treta Yuga was different. In fact, when I look into the geography of the world, the Lanka mentioned in Ramayana and the present Lanka might be different. That Lanka might have been submerged. You can look at many, many theories. There are people who consider as a myth. If it is a myth for you, yes, it is a myth. If it is a history, yes, it is a history. For me, it is a history. But for some other people, it can be a myth. Myth means it's called Charita Dongeng. Ramayana நடந்துச்சா நடக்கலையா இந்த கேள்விகள் இருக்கும் எப்போதும் இருக்கும் அந்த கேள்விகள். It is a history. For me it is a history, but for some people who do not believe, it is due to the individual self-belief. I can present historical evidence, archaeological evidence. I can present from the astrological, astronomical. There are people who have done research are available. I can present, yes, it is a history. But still people will say, oh, I don't believe it. It's up to the individual. It's like there are songs that will say, if you think it is a stone, it is a stone. If you think it is a god, it is a god. So it is up to the individual. Yes, everyone have their right to agree or disagree. If they think it is history, yes, it is history. If they think it is a myth, yes, they can live in a myth, theological world. Okay, that is the answer that can be provided to anyone who asks whether it is a history or it is a myth.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Okay.
Okay, Doctor. I think we will go for the next question.
Okay.
The next one is Ramayana describes suffering of Lord Rama separated from his wife. But if he is God, why must he suffer? Is there any learning from that? Is there anything that we can learn from this incident in Ramayana?
This is also another questions people ask. Do God, when he comes in a human form, are born by law of karma? This is a question. Every one of us are born by law of karma. See, God or Lord is above karma. But in order to teach people, he has to undergo the suffering. Ramayana is described journey of Rama Ayanam, journey of Lord Rama. In the journey, he has gone through many things in life, up and down. He had happiness, he had sadness, he was in distress. But whatever the condition, he was emotionally intelligent. Yet, he was suffering. He suffered due to Sita taken away by Ravana. If you look at Aranyakanda, parts of Aranyakanda, if you look into Kishkindakanda, and if you look into parts of Yuddhakanda, Rama was in pain of separation from Sita. Now, you might be asking, why must Lord come and suffer? There are incidents, if you learn from Uttarakanda of Ramayana, Rama was, not Rama, Narayana, Vishnu was cursed by Bhrigu Muni to be separated from his wife. It appears in what you call Uttarakanda of Ramayana. Due to the curse of Bhrigu Muni, Rama had to come down to earth. Lord Vishnu had to come down to earth to take the form of Rama and to be separated from his wife. Of course, he could have not been separated, but again, after recovering Sita, again he was separated from Sita. Banishment of Sita takes place in Uttarakanda. In fact, he was even his close brother His own brother Lakshmana was banished by Rama. So Valmiki described Rama as a human being, just like any one of us who goes through ups and downs in life. So Rama himself mentioned, Atmanam Manusham Manye Ramam Dasaratha Atmajam. I consider myself as a human being, son of Dasaratha. The purpose why Rama came is to annihilate Ravana. And again, Ravana is a great devotee. He is a great, in Ravana, great devotee of Lord Shiva, but in origin, who is he in origin? He is actually a Jaya as a gatekeeper in Vaikuntha. Jaya and Vijaya, the two gatekeepers of Vaikuntha, was cursed to take birth as Rakshasas. First they came as Hiranyaksa and Hiranyakasipu, and then later as Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and then in Dwapara Yuga they came as Sisubala and Dantavakra. Okay, then they went back to Vaikuntha. So the suffering from Lord Rama, the lesson for us to be emotionally intelligent. Whatever happens to us, up and downs in life, you must always maintain equanimity. You must always be Sita Prajna. Bhagavad Gita talks about Sita Prajna in chapter 2, verse 55. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parto manogataha atmanye evatmana tushta Sita Prajna tadochayet. One who is Sita Prajna is one who is stable, who is emotionally intelligent. Okay?
Okay, doctor. It was a very good explanation, and I hope I think everyone understand. Dr. Kalai, can we go for one more question?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, Dr. Bala, I think this is a very famous question. Is Ravana a hero or villain? What are the positive aspects of Ravana in Ramayana? So I think this one, most of us are confused on this. Maybe you could enlighten us on this.
இந்த கேள்வி ரொம்ப பேர் கேட்டிருக்காங்க ராவணனை பத்தி. கேக்குறவங்க ராமாயணம் படிக்கல. Many of them, they ask question and they got conclusion. ராமாயணம் படிக்காதே conclusion வருவாங்க. Just don't look at any commentators or any different versions. Look from the original source. What Valmiki described, the original source, Ramayana. What in Ramayana, the original source, Valmiki என்ன மாதிரி ராவணனை பத்தி ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாரு. See, if you look at people, just like the answer to the first question, both his hero as well as villain depends on the perspective. For people who follows the path of dharma, he's a villain. But for people who are inclined to adharma, he's a hero. Which part one goes? But one thing for sure, Ramayana described Ravana as a great personality. Kadum tavam senjavan Ravanan. Kadum tavam. He did great tapasya. Years he did tapasya. I don't want to mention number of years, but many years he did tapasya. Because of his tapasya, he obtained boon from Lord Brahma. Brahma himself came and given boon to him. He requested boon of invisibility, but Brahma said it is not possible to give boon of invisibility. Then he asked that he cannot be killed by anyone, but in the least, he, due to his ego, due to his pride, mother, he omitted human beings. So only human can kill Ravana. But he thought no human is strong enough to kill him. So Ravana was very proud of his strength, and he went around challenging everybody. He lost to two individuals. One is Vali of Kishkinda, brother of Sugriva. Second is Kartavirya Arjuna. These are described in Uttarakanda of Ramayana. Now, looking at Ravana, even Hanuman and also Rama was astonished to see Ravana when they first saw Ravana. When Hanuman was in a court of Ravana, he saw Ravana, he said, what a tejas, what a majestic person. What a handsome person. He says, Valmiki described Ravana as a very handsome person. He said, with his hands, with his facial features, with his stages, with his brilliance, he can even take over Indra. He's fit to be king of Devas. But what resulted his downfall? Because he was not able to conquer his senses. Remember the 6 enemies that I have mentioned, Arishat Vargas, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, all that. Moha, he was not able to conquer. In fact, when Ravana was killed by Rama, Mandodari, his wife, was lamenting. I was reading that particular chapter of Valmiki Ramayana in Yuddhakandam, where Mandodari, I was going through verse by verse. I found one particular verse where Mandodari said, "Oh Lord, all these years, you did several years of tapasya to win over your senses. You control your senses. You have overcome your senses. You have conquered your senses. But it seems now your senses has taken revenge on you." That's what Mandodari has said. So as Ravana, as a leader, he was a great leader, great brother, great administrator. He is a master of Veda. Samagana is very, he propitiated Lord Shiva with his Samagana. He obtained boons from Lord Shiva. He got the Chandrahamsa, the sword from Lord Shiva. Great devotee of Lord Shiva. But he is due to his arrogance and due to his lust. He has many cases filed against him. There are about 7 or 8 cases. You can look in Ramayana, you see there are about 7. It's not only Sita. Sita is his downfall. Sita is actually Vedavati in Uttarakanda. When he violated Vedavati, Vedavati came in form of Sita for his destruction. So, lesson from Ravana is that Ravana is a great person, but not a good person because he is not able to overcome or win over his senses. The senses he previously controlled during his tapasya. So the answer to your question is depends on individual. Individuals are people who are inclined towards dharma. For them, Ravana is a villain. For any individual who is inclined towards adharma, Ravana is a hero. That's the answer.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So I think basically it's a lot of values to be learned and also practice in our daily life. So I think that's about it. The question I should end here. And Dr. Kalewani, is there any more questions that you want to post?
Yes, Doctor. There is a question from the participant here, from Yelil. Is Ramayana a religious teaching? It's a very meaningful question. Very simple and meaningful question.
Okay, Vanakkam Sri Elil. Now, Ramayana, it is a religious question. It is a religious scripture. It also depends on how we are going to take it. Now, again, coming back to a questions whether Mahabharata is a religious scripture. People in general, if you look into whether we are talking on religious perspective or even not in a religious perspective, whether there are some scholars of Ramayana, Kampa Ramayana, who are Muslims. In Tamil Nadu, I am familiar, there are scholars of Ramayana scholars. Kampa Ramayanam, Rama Avataram of Kampa Ramayanam, there are even Muslims. They are not Hindu. They are not follower of Sanatana Dharma, but they talk greatly about Ramayana. Beauty of Ramayana, beauty of how Kampa Ramayana is, how beautifully Kampa narrates the Ramayana in a poetic manner, and also the values that are presented in Ramayana. How beautiful it is. Ramayana is universal. If Ramayana is just a religious scripture, you will not find translation of Ramayana in other languages of the world. Ramayana has been translated into many languages in the world. You even have a Persian Ramayana, you have in Arabic also, you have in Malaysia, but of course now they don't consider it as one of the study in their literature. But yes, There is a Hikayat Sri Rama. You have Kakawin Ramayana. In Javanese Ramayana, that's actually the second after Valmiki that has been translated. Kampa Ramayana came after that. You have Yelutachi. You have in Ramayana in Philippines also you have Ramayana. In Thailand you have Ramki. They are not Hindus. They are not followers of Sanatana Dharma. Mostly they are Buddhists. You have also in Cambodia. You have in what you call all the countries in Southeast Asia. The Ramayana tradition is strong. Even today, if you are, how do we address our king? Duliya Mahamulya Sri Paduka. What is that? Duli is dust. Paduka. Paduka. Where the term Paduka came from? Paduka centers. Paduka. Paduka Pattabhisheka. The Paduka. From the all that you find everywhere. So your Ramayana is a universal scriptures. But of course, if you take a school of thought in Sanatana Dharma, there are many schools of thoughts. I'm not only talking about Saivism, Vaishnavism, many, there are many. One of the school, Vaishnavism. In Vaishnavism, Ramayana is a religious scripture and they adore Ramayana, especially Vaishnavites, people, Vainavam or Vaishnavism. Ramayana is a main scripture. Of course, they have Mahabharata, and of course, the followers of Sri Vaishnavites, they take Ramayana and also the Narayana Divya Prabandham. And most of the Divya Prabandham, the works of Allah, they have quoted Ramayana. So the Ramayana, whether it is a religious scripture or not a religious scripture, religious teaching or not a religious teaching, is again up to the individual to decide. Just now I have mentioned everyone see things differently. Your world, my world can be different. For you, if it is a religious scripture, fine. For me, it is a universal scripture, fine. There is no point arguing that is right, this is wrong. This is right, that is wrong. That's how people are fighting in the world. Around the world, people are fighting because of that. This religion, that religion. Actually, in essence, I will tell you that religion is something external. Your soul, that Atma, has no such religious identification. There is no such thing as Hindu Atma, Buddhist Atma, Muslim Atma, Christian Atma. There is Atma, there is Paramatma. Only when you are born in a certain community, you consider yourself as a Hindu, as a Buddhist, as a Muslim, as a Christian. But your Atma has no such identification. So religion is something external. Ramayana is a scripture not only from religious perspective, it's a scripture for human values, scriptures for management and leadership, scriptures on society at a particular period of time. There are so many things in Ramayana that you can learn apart from religion. Of course, there are people who don't consider Rama as a supreme being. Fine, Ramayana never tell you about that. Ramayana, in fact, gives Rama as a human being. Only some sloka, which is considered to be the later editions, they put Rama as a supreme being, especially parts of Balakandam and also Uttarakandam. So I hope it answers your question, Yelil sir. Vanakkam, Yelil sir. Yelil, okay.
Yeah, I hope he's listening. He's still in, doctor.
Oh yes, there is a question from me. If yes, what religion is Valmiki Ramayana practice? Valmiki is a sage. Valmiki is a sage. I think it's not religion Valmiki Ramayana or just Valmiki. I'm not very clear with the question. If you're saying what religion Valmiki practice, Valmiki is someone who was present during the happening of Ramayana. In fact, when Sita was banished in Uttarakhand, she stayed in Valmiki Ashrama. In fact, Rama met Valmiki in the parts of concluding parts of Ayodhya Kanda. There is a chapter where Rama will be meeting Valmiki. Okay, in fact, Valmiki looks at Rama as a human being. That's why The first question that Valmiki asked when he met Narada Muni was that, who is he in this world who possesses all these qualities? Remember that question. Konvash means Sampratam Loke, Gunavan, Vasta Viryavan, and then so on. All that questions. He's looking at the human being. Who is the human? Is there anybody? Then, of course, Narada will provide the answer, which is part of Samshiva Ramayana, which is chapter 1 of Balakanda, which consists of the entire Ramayana, which is actually Ramayana as in a nutshell. Okay, hope I answered that question from you, Yalil sir.
Yes. Yes, thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor. One final question, doctor.
Okay,
doctor. Finally, doctor. Maybe finally, what is the simple message of Ramayana for our future young generation, doctor? Like, they do not know anything about Ramayana. They're only watching the stories, the cartoons in the TV. And what we can say, what is the simple message of Ramayana for them? What do you like to say about that?
I can simplify in a very simple way. But the thing that I want to encourage them is that read it in original to find it. It is just like I can't describe honey or a sugar cane just by giving a description how sweet it is. Because Ramayana is sweet, he says. That's why Valmiki is in the Dhyana, he says, Pujantam Rama Rameti Maduram Maduraksharam Aruja Kavita Shakam. One day Valmiki Kokilam, he says Maduram. That Madura, that is the sweetness, I cannot tell the other people. The honey is there, the sugar cane is there, only their decision whether they want to drink it or they don't want to drink it. Only when they drink it, then they will understand the real message of Ramayana. In fact, I have given all the messages. Messages are plenty. I have given 6 messages. I can go on and on, but I think that 6 messages are very, very important. But at the end of the day, not everybody can be Rama, but just take 1 or 2 qualities of Rama. If you are able to expand and you can apply in your life, then you will be successful. Okay, hope that is clear.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor. One thing attracts me from this webinar today is the characters. The characters that you explained, that all the characters in Ramayana is around us.
Yes.
So that is very interesting, and that one maybe attract the younger generation to.
All the characters are there. Wherever you go, you find these characters. It's like Mahabharata. Mahabharata is more realistic. Ramayana is a bit idealistic. Mahabharata characters are there everywhere. You can find anything. Even in politics, you can find many. Mahabharata has a lot of message in politics. Same also in Ramayana. In fact, how to become a good leader. In the Ayodhya Kanda, there is one particular chapter. Dasarada, before coronation of Rama, he will call Rama. He will give a lot of advice to Rama. Rama, I know you have learned all these things, but as a father, as a king, it is my duty to tell you what a king should be. Lot of slokas there. And chapter 100 of Ayodhya Kanda is a lot of sloka about Raja Dharma. It comes in form of a question. Rama will be questioning Bharata. It's actually called Kashit Sarga. Question by Rama to Bharata about all the types, all the things about leadership and administration. Mahabharata is also there. Shanti Parva, Anusashana Parva, Mahabharata. Bhishma will be narrating to Yudhishthira. Compared to Ramayana, Ramayana about over 600 chapters, but Mahabharata consists of 2,111 chapters. These just chapters alone. Ramayana, you have hundreds of characters. Mahabharata consists of thousands of characters. All these 2 itihasas are very rich with a lot of information that are relevant to any age, any time, any yugas. The only thing is that people need to go and explore and read it.
Yes,
They don't explore, they
definitely.
don't read, they don't get it.
Yeah, definitely, doctor. So நேயர்களே, 2 இதிகாசங்களை பற்றி ஐயா சொன்னாரு. அதாவது மகாபாரதம் 5 மடங்கு பெரியது ராமாயணத்தை விட. ராமாயணத்துல 7 காண்டங்கள், பாலகாண்டம், அயோத்திய காண்டம், ஆரண்ய காண்டம், கிஷ்கிந்த காண்டம், சுந்தர காண்டம், யுத்த காண்டம், உத்தர காண்டம். சோ இன்னைக்கு இந்த காண்டத்தை பத்தி நீங்க கேட்டீங்க. உத்தரகாண்டம். எஸ், ஆழமான விஷயங்களை பத்தி முனைவர் பாலகிருஷ்ணன் ஐயா அவர்கள் நம்மளிடம் கலந்து கொண்டார். And there is a comment from audience here, Doctor, from Dashini Nair. This definitely inspired us to look into Ramayana further as younger generation. A lot of values to be learned and practiced in our daily life. So this is a final comment from one of the participants here. So with this, any more else, Satish Kumari, Dr. Satish Kumari, you have anything to add on?
No, I would like to thank Dr. Bala for giving us a very good explanation on Ramayana. I think he answered a lot of questions that we posted to him very patiently, and we are very glad to hear all the answers from you, Dr. Bala. I think that's about it, Dr. Kalevani.
Yeah. So, Dr. Bala, do you have any final word to say, Doctor?
I don't have anything else to say except for those who are interested, read. Yeah. Only when you read, you get that information. Even if you don't want to read from the book like this, you can find Valmiki Ramayana being translated, which is available online. ValmikiRamayana.net, and also readramayana.org. It's available. Online, it is available to everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor. So I hope all the participants who joined today have a resolutions that to continue getting to know about Ramayana further soon after this, after hearing all the values from this message today, the 6 important messages: personality and character development, striving the goal, valuable relationship, always keep company, equal treatment for all the humans, and dharma. So we hope all of you get the important message from the webinar today. So with that, we would like to end the session, and thank you very much to Dr. Bala Krishnan Muniyappan. You did a very great job for us today, Doctor. Very super informative that you shared with us today, and it's very inspiring, all of us today. And I hope it's also motivate the younger generation to get to know this Idihasangal in future. So with this, we like to end the session, and thank you again, Doctor, and our moderator here with us today, with me today, Dr. Satish Kumari, and Mr. Murali here as a co-host of this session. Thank you very much, all of you. Jai Sri Ram, Tiruchitrambalam, Thirulayambalam. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, everyone. All right. Thank you to all.